Governor, I was hoping today to begin to talk about the budget, but then you had to bring up Satan this week. I wanted to ask you about your comments earlier this week about separation of church and state. You indicated that you believed, if I understand this right, that separation of church and state is the devil's work. Would you please explain what you meant by that, sir?
Well, let me just go on the record and saying I believe in Satan. And I certainly hope most of the people in here do. I think it was in one of those great movies, The Usual Suspects, where the fellow said that one of the great tricks that Satan pulled was making people believe that he didn't exist. So my point is that it's a very interesting discussion I think we need to have as a country. That in the late 1940s there was a court case of which created modern day separation of church and state. And my point has always been that the secularists and the left would try to keep people of faith from being engaged in the public arena, and that's what that discussion was all about. And I think, I think it's a good discussion to have in the country today. I happen to believe that people of faith should be very much involved, and their values should be very much involved in the public arena, and that's what that statement was about. That the idea that if you don't want to think that there's forces of darkness and spirits and spiritual warfare, that's your call. I'm Christian. I believe that's what my faith teaches me. So the idea that somehow or another that you could say that Satan would be involved in every act and decision that goes on in the world is not out of the ordinary for those of us of the Christian faith, and that if he's trying to keep people out of the public arena through any way that he can, through hook or crook or lying or whatever you'd want to put out there, I believe he's certainly capable of. So, that's my belief, and don't apologize for it.
Governor, do you really believe today that there are people who are kept from public life because of their faith? It actually feels like, Governor, the opposite may be true, that there's more people of good faith, strong faith, in public life today than at any time I can remember.
I don't know whether that's true or not, but I know that when there is a directive that comes down from a federal court that you can't pray at a public event, that's basically saying that people of faith shouldn't be involved in the public arena. I mean, there's case after case of where folks have been, have been pushed back on from the standpoint of being engaged in things as prayer. I mean, it's just right here in the state of Texas we've had those events. So, I don't know whether there's more people involved in public life now that are people of faith or not. I know that our founding fathers were not afraid to talk about and rather expansively about this country and how it was created. The Declaration of Independence clearly said that we have these rights and they were given to us from God. And so, I mean, I think it's a good discussion to have. I think it's a healthy discussion to have. Are we afraid to allow people of faith to come and be very engaged in the public arena and their values? I mean, the bottom line is going to be somebody's values are going to be legislated. And the question is going to be, is whose values are it?